This is The Price of Fame with Ben Price, and thanks for joining us again. So you guys ask me the questions. I give you the answers as the character that you have chosen as your favorite celebrity. So it could be anybody that you think, oh, I've always wanted to ask that person a question. What would I ask them? You now can. You can ask me and I'll answer the question. It's that easy. If I don't know the voice, I'm going to try my best, and I think we've got a couple of those today, except everyone wants to ask Donald Trump questions. It's like a whole big paparazzi out there of reporters who want to ask. So we have a question here from Nick, and Nick's a great guy. He's asked a great question, a tremendous question. He's asking Donald Trump, if you could be in any movie, what would it be? Well, Nick, that's a great question, and I don't know if you know this, but I've been in a lot of movies. I was in Home Alone. I was in there. I was the one that was telling Macaulay Culkin where to go, and I really made that movie, believe me. Home Alone was what it was because of me, and you know what? I told him where to go. I would love to be in other movies and tell people where to go. Maybe CNN reporters. I'd love to say where to go. We could make Dirty Harry Part 3 or 4, whatever it is, and I would say, you got to ask yourself a question. Did you ask me 5 questions? Did you ask me 6 questions? Do you feel lucky? Punk? Well, do you? In fact, I do that every day with CNN. So there's a question for Trump. So we have another question here from Joe, and Joe is asking the question, what would Trump say to all the CNN reporters asking about the immigrants that are coming into America? Big controversial question there. Well, let me ask you a question. If you're a CNN reporter and you're asking me that kind of question, I want to know, what would you do if an illegal jumped into your backyard and started picking your plants and taking your clothes off the washing line? I mean, what would you do? It's the very same thing. You can go away now. I don't want to hear any more questions. I think it makes a lot of sense. Another question, speaking of presidents, Christine has asked a question, and she's asked, if Christopher Walken was running for president, what would he say? Well, hello, excuse me. A lot of people say, will I be running for president? No, I'm going to be walking for president. Walking to when? Another question here for Scomo, who's the new Prime Minister of Australia, and this is from Anonymous. Hello, Anonymous. Hope you're having a good day. Yes, you've asked the question, what's it like being Prime Minister? The first week of being Prime Minister. How good is Australia? How good is it to be Australian? To have a fair go? For the hard-working families that want to get a job, to start a career, buy a home, buy a car, have some kids, live the Australian dream. Everything I say in 3 syllables. That's the way I talk. Calm the sharkies, and I feel great and have a fair go. It's probably how he feels. Now, I believe in miracles. Okay, we got a question here from Joy in Melbourne, and Joy is asking, what does Thor, not Four, I had a friend once who called him Four. He said, have you seen Four? And it's a true story. Have you seen Four? And I was like, what are you talking about? Thor. And which is crazy because they've done 3 Thor movies. What happens when they do part 4? Have you seen 4? But she's asked about Thor. This is a big question. What does he think of Jesus? And as Thor, I would have to say I have the greatest respect because the Lord is our avenger. It's actually what it says in the Bible. So that's what he would think, I'm assuming. So I've got a question here from Violet. And Violet, how you doing? And you're asking the question because you're a big fan of Eddie Murphy. And you want to know, because you're a big fan of his comedy and he used to wear a lot of leathers, does he still wear his leathers? Yeah, all the time, wear leathers. Yeah, I'm wearing them right now. You just can't see because, it's after camera, And black man knows how to wear leathers, White man, unless you're Elvis, can't wear leathers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I want to wear leathers in my new movie because one day I would love to be the Terminator. Yeah, get me back there as a Terminator. Hasta la vista, baby. Come with me if you want to live. That's right. And speaking of Eddie Murphy, we must have a lot of people that love the donkey out there, because we had a question last show, but this is a question about how is it that Eddie Murphy as the donkey, how has his relationship with Shrek changed now that he's dating the dragon Fergie? This sounds pretty deep, but it's not that deep. It's not as deep as the swamp, let me tell you that. It's a lot better, let me tell you that, because, I was actually with Shrek, and Shrek had morning breath, like not just in the morning, in the afternoon, at night it was really bad, and the fire-breathing dragon lady is a nice, freshen change, yeah. She is hot, the girl is on fire, yeah. Literally, yeah, sometimes we got to throw hot water over her just to cool her down, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, next question we have. So this one's from my friend Chris, who's in Phoenix, Arizona. So, hey, you can check him out, Chris Wineland. Very funny guy. We did some comedy shows over in the States. He's a great guy. And he's asking the question about Ben Stiller, because he's a big fan of my Ben Stiller impression. Where have you been? Oh, yeah, being like, a little bit of Ben Stiller. Oh, yeah, kind of, laying low. Yeah, huh? Not really doing many comedies. Oh, yeah, these days, being kind of like, being doing a lot more, dramatic acting. Yeah, actually kind of not really, dramatic acting, but it's like actually comedy acting. Yeah, but it's like they weren't getting a lot of laughs. So, yeah, we just labeled it differently. Yeah, so dramatic acting, actually gets a better response. Oh, yeah. Probably not a bad idea. If you're not getting laughs, just say it's dramatic acting. And then the laughs will go down a lot better. I'm sure Adam Sandler could probably benefit from that. And another guy over in the States as well, over in California, right on, but up there in Redding, is friend Bart. Bart? Why, you little... No, Bart, my friend Bart, he's asked the question to Bear Grylls, what's the craziest thing that you've ever done? Boy, I've done a lot of crazy things. I'm Bear Grylls, and I tell you what, I've stayed in the Kimberleys and I survived there. I drank my own pee out of a snakeskin. I once slept in the carcass of a camel. I even once went camping with former President Barack Obama. That was really, really crazy. But the craziest thing I ever did was I spent 3 days and 3 nights in an escape room. It was really, really wild. You may have heard of it. It's called IKEA. Yes. And another one here is from my friend Nathan. How are you, man? A good buddy of mine, Nathan, is asking the question here to Sylvester Stallone, and I'm not surprised because he's a boxer, right? So he likes Sylvester Stallone. He's asked the question, how many push-ups can you do? And the answer is, I can do all of them. Right? You know what I'm saying? And Nathan is so good. Not only did he give a question, but he actually gave the answer. So if you didn't laugh at that, hey, no, I'm sure you did. You guys are great. If you have questions for other celebrities you can think of, please ask me so we can put them in next week's episode. But we'll see you next week on The Price of Fame.